This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, Port Lucayo was buzzing with excitement today as business owners in the marketplace opened their doors to hundreds of visitors. It was big business for some stores, and many are hoping it is an indication of good things to come. Megan Shepard reports.
The Port Lucayo marketplace was reminiscent of its heydays, teeming with tourists. It was a big day for shopping as visitors drifted into stores and the straw market, all looking for bargains and a good time on Grand Bahama. Hundreds were passengers on board the Coastal Luminosa that docked a few miles off the Grand Bahama Lucayo Resort. The vessel arrived early Friday morning with more than 2,000 passengers on board. Throughout the day, cruise passengers, the young, old, and young at heart, were brought to shore by tender vessels. Marketing coordinator for the Port Lucayo Marketplace, Karen Ferguson-Bain, says they were looking forward to this day.
The weather is beautiful. It's not too choppy. We were praying hard last night that it would be a smooth and calm day so that the passengers could disembark. Along with the tenders of the cruise ship, we also have some of our local tenders, and that is Reef Tours and Dwight Palacios, as well as the ship tenders. So it's a golden opportunity for those entities to also benefit from this cruise line.
Grand Bahama is the first stop for the Coastal Luminosa, and Port Lucayo store owners say it was a good day for business.
I've been seeing Port Lucayo full like this in a while. I got to imagine that the straw market and other restaurants around here are probably getting a lot of business from it. We've had a lot of business from this cruise ship. I've heard that we haven't had a ship dock out on the beach probably since the Big Red Boat, so it is a big deal.
Quite excited to see the passengers from the cruise ship. I mean, they came on. We were ready for them early this morning. We were happy to see them here. They came in, in little spurts at a time, and I'm happy to say that we are happy to see them. However, the sales are coming on a little bit slowly, but, we will not be disappointed because this is what we've waited for. So we're going to take full advantage. My staff are all waiting and ready. And, of course, we're going to make the best of today.
But store owners are happy to point out that the pending relaunch of the former Reef Village is already paying off as well. The first group of visitors arrived on Grand Bahama yesterday from the Canadian market, and Port Lucayo store owners say they're already seeing a peak in sales.
Actually, we got customers from the hotel, and I'm happy to say the most of our business came from the hotel today. So, yay to the hotel industry. You're outdoing the cruise ship so far. So, there's some good news for you. So, listen, we're going to get this thing together, and I have a feeling this is a start of a really good thing here in Grand Bahama. So, we're going to embrace it.
With our proximity, it gives us a good advantage that they will definitely meander through the marketplace. They will come over to shop, they'll come over to sightsee, and of course they'll come over to dine. But all we need to do now is make sure and position ourselves where whatever training we need to do, we have that in store. Whatever we need to do to amp up our overall product, that we're giving the best service that is humanly possible.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, the arrival of Sunwing's first direct flight from Canada contributing to the increase in traffic in the Port Lucayo marketplace today. The air service arrived shortly after 3 yesterday afternoon, and it is expected to be the first of many flights to come. Here's Natalie Martinborough with this report.
Close to 160 passengers arrived on board the inaugural flight for Edmonton, Canada. It marked the culmination of months of planning and negotiations. Tourism leaders are thrilled about the service and the potential for business in the Canadian market. A team of tourism officials witnessed the arrival of the flight. Director General of Tourism David Johnson led the delegation.
We are welcoming the first ever non-stop flight from a city in Canada called Edmonton, more than 5 hours from here, into the Bahamas, and it's into Grand Bahama. So we're very happy to see this flight and to see some 150-odd passengers disembark and staying 1 week in Grand Bahama, giving us a significant contribution to the local economy.
These visitors were initially scheduled to stay at the refurbished Reef Village, now renamed Memories Resort, but the resort isn't fully ready and wouldn't be ready to accommodate the guests for the next 2 weeks. Nonetheless, Johnson says the visitors will be accommodated at the neighboring property.
Sunwing and Blue Diamond, along with the landlord, Hutchison Whampoa Group, they're working feverishly to ready the resort, but within the next 10 days The guests are all being accommodated in 4-star accommodation at no extra cost to them. And Betty and her team are working with the Blue Diamond team, as well as Ben Davis and his team, to make sure that they will feel at the end of the day that they were almost lucky to have been inconvenienced on this particular trip.
This coming Saturday, Grand Bahama will welcome another group of Canadian visitors, this time from Toronto and Winnipeg.
That flight is practically booked. We have a wedding group on that flight. I think some 40 members of that party. And again, that added to this group will help to build the occupancies of our hotels in Grand Bahama. And over the next 10 days, we have more than 1,000 passengers coming that will obviously stay at the Grand Lacaille mainly, but they will all be staying 1 week. And come February, early February, we will see the numbers more than double.
Once the Memories property is fully operational, Sunwing plans to provide 6 flights a week out of Canada. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
In other news, residents of Grand Bahama turned out in good numbers last night for the Ministry of National Security's Crime Forum. Grand Bahamians welcomed the opportunity to dialogue on issues of concern regarding crime and offered recommendations on how to deal with the criminal element. Megan Shepard has this story.
It has been reported that the year 2013 saw a significant decrease in crime here on Grand Bahama, but on Thursday evening, hundreds of residents turned out to the Ministry of National Security's Crime Forum to voice their comments, questions, and concerns regarding the issue.
We want to ask the commissioner when he's gonna hire other officers, because they've been trying for 2 years to get on the police force. And it ain't like they want to go on the police force for personal reasons. They just want to protect the country and help curb the crime on this island.
Crime is a two-part tool, and if we could address the job market, then crime wouldn't be so high. And I feel like it goes right back to what I was saying earlier, middle class. The middle class people are hurting, and they're not able to employ anyone. And the country would not grow without the middle class.
The general consensus among some Grand Bahamians is that crime on this island can be linked to unemployment, and that some persons are feeling compelled to commit illegal activities in order to survive. That is why residents say more must be done when it comes to providing employment opportunities for Grand Bahama.
I think the major approach to the crime problem is, let's get the economy rolling, let's get the poverty line eliminated, and let's get the people empowered, and I think we'll have a better economy and a lower crime rate.
I think it has to do with monies in people's pocket. Plain and simply, if you have money in your pocket or money in the bank, then there's no reason for you to commit a crime. So they need to seriously think about creating some employment opportunities to empower the people, so that people will have a sense of satisfaction and don't have the need to go out and try and rob someone or do anything criminal.
But others say residents must step up and accept some responsibility for crime.
Crime is not a government issue. It's a people's issue. All of us need to get involved and to do what we can to stem the flow, and so on. And so I think this is the time now for us to get together, to share our concerns, and to let this nation know that it's time to turn back to God.
You look at it, they're doing their best as an organization. But their cry to the Bahamas is people helping the police. I mean, and it makes sense, If you know you have someone in your house with a gun, you don't wait for them to shoot someone else. You may be the person they shoot, so turn them in. And that's what they're asking for, public involvement.
I enjoy what you said tonight about crime. Everybody needs to tell the police something if they see somebody stealing something or selling something. So I'm going to do my part. If I see somebody stealing something, I'm going to call the police.
And as young men across the country continue to get a bad reputation as the main offenders, one young man says he attended the forum to squash that perception. He says he is calling on society to uplift young men in the community.
I think young men need to feel love, in society, rather than you downing them all the time, saying, oh, you're so no good, you can't do this, and saying stuff like All young people are up to no good.
The overall feeling at the crime forum was one of satisfaction. Residents say they are pleased that the Minister of National Security along with his team heard their concerns, and now they are hoping for some positive action. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, police are searching for two men who held up a man and stole his vehicle. Police say around 6:30 yesterday morning, the man was at his residence in the Midshipman Road area and was walking to his car when he was approached by two males who made off in his gray 1995 Nissan Pulsar. One suspect is said to be 6 feet tall, wearing a black shirt, black pants, a tam on his head, and brandishing a handgun. The other, 5'7", wearing a blue hooded jacket and a tam. Anyone with any information on the stolen vehicle for the men responsible for the apparent armed robbery should contact the police at 350-3107 or 8-911 or 919. And statistics revealing a decrease in crime over the past year. The Commissioner of Police says credit should be given to officers who remain committed to the war against crime. Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade singing the praises of the Northern Division of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Emerick Seymour. While revealing the crime statistics for 2013, the nation's top cop says crimes against a person have decreased by 19%.
That is amazing. 19%. Murders are down by 55%. 5 murders recorded in 2013 as opposed to 11 in 2012. Unlawful sexual intercourse is down by 7%. Armed robberies down by 30%. And the Commissioner is telling you it is down. Factual information.
While armed robbery is down by 30%, he says there has been a slight increase when it comes to robbery.
There is no crisis in Grand Bahama. Robbery is up by 6%, but I want to point out 6% simply means 17 robberies were recorded in 2012 and 18 were recorded in 2013, a difference of 1. So I'm going to give you these stats, and we did math in school, and I don't want to disrespect anyone except to say we don't want to play with numbers. It is what it is.
Statistics show that when it comes to crimes against property, there has also been a decline of 13%.
Every single category of crimes against persons that we have historically, well over 25 years recorded, apples compared to apples, having changed nothing, I'm telling you today, down 21% on burglary, down 14% housebreaking, down 10% shop breaking, down 15% stealing, down 16% stealing from vehicle, and down 23% stolen vehicles. Overall, a 13% decrease, again I repeat, in crimes against property.
The Commissioner says the officers in the North have already started the year off right by curbing serious crime with 2 major drug busts within a week. But here's who he also credits for this level of success.
The full support of the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We are not magicians. We don't just work magic. And when you get significant things like this happening, I am telling you up close and personal, this is a lot of community support, and that is a loaded statement. And thanks are due to the people of Northern Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Abaco and Bimini, for being on board with law enforcement and for giving of themselves unselfishly.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.